Thank you, everyone. The phrase thank you doesn't even begin to encapsulate the gratitude that we feel for all of the speakers here, and of course all of you guys for sitting tight and paying attention for kind of a long day. So we really appreciate it. We'll end today's discussion with a note of hope. I went through about a dozen drafts trying to figure out what to say today. As a white woman that has benefited from immense privilege, it felt shallow to stand up here and deliver a never give up speech. So instead, I'll talk about perseverance in the face of authoritarianism, and I'll center on hope in the context of our moment in history right now. Just before I start, I'm going to mention the term BIPOC a couple times during this, and that is an acronym that stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. I'll start where kind of some of the action started with EJ in the modern movement here. The 1982 Warren County, North Carolina protests that are widely recognized as, some of the sparks of the movement. At a 2022 gathering to commemorate these protests, a Warren County church elder named Edgardo Colon Emerick delivered a powerful message. He said, "Hope has two daughters, courage and anger." 3 years later, here in 2025, hope can seem out of reach, just beyond the next election, or maybe, just maybe, in time for the world to salvage its, precious time to heal. I very often think of Edgardo's words in my daily life: courage and anger, courage and anger. How do we hold these actions in both hands while we see the demolition of life-saving federal agencies, while we watch as folks seeking asylum are poked, prodded, and investigated? How do we maintain hope when our job offers are being revoked, when the cost of living is paralyzing us, when we are inheriting a future on fire? How do we keep going when Flint still doesn't have clean water, when EJ information is being wiped off of government websites, when climate disasters hit us faster than we can recover? How do we stay courageous when we feel so much anger? Learn from this mess is to follow what has been proven to work. Listen to Indigenous folks and their guidance, but don't take their guidance for granted. We, referring to white folks, must do the majority of the heavy lifting here. For a way forward, I always think of this great quote from the founder of the Me Too movement, Tarana Burke. She asks, "Where do you light the fire? Your sphere of influence is a great place to start and end. If that is where you are a revolution for the rest of your life, then that's okay." What this moment in time tries to tell us is that your work is not real. If it's not the Black Lives Matter movement or the Me Too movement, you're not doing enough. She goes on to say, people need to understand just how important it is for people to see you want to be a revolution, for you to understand the people who you are influencing around you right now, and that is enough. Tarana is right. Realizing that not enough people are acting on climate can invoke anger. Realizing that people are suffering institutional violence from government's undying love of fossil fuels can certainly induce anger. Talking about it is courage. Posting about it is courage. Correcting misinformation where you see it is courage. Helping your neighbors is courage. Somewhere in there, somewhere deep down, is hope. Nestled between the tears and the smiles, cradled in the minds of volunteers and canvassers, even right on this stage today. Hope lives in all of us, although it might not manifest how we expect it. Getting to hope through courage and anger requires empathy, of course. As author Clayton Aldern writes, empathy requires knowing you know nothing. To white people specifically, scrap everything you know to be true. Capitalism has boxed us in to everyone's detriment. It's the BIPOC folks, the frontline communities, and the people who are consistently pushed to the edge that know the truth. So listen up. To BIPOC folks, thank you. Thank you for remaining courageous and rightfully angry. Thank you for always stepping up when you know you haven't caused the problem. Thank you for sharing your lived experience, and thank you for listening to ours. Thank you for giving me hope. I'll end with another wonderful quote, this time from the author Lisa Fithian. She says, no matter who is in power or how difficult life may seem, we can choose to focus on the everyday beauty of the natural and human worlds. We can be open to learn. Nature is our greatest teacher if we pay attention. Birds flocking, lion prides, herds of horses, and schooling of fish teach us the power of moving together as a group. They teach us there is not one leader, but many. We might see a flower blooming and be reminded of how a simple seed takes root, or see a weed cracking through the concrete and be reminded that seemingly strong barriers can be broken through. The roots of trees go down, weaving together, reminding us that we are all interconnected, just like the running mycelia sending information across the land. The laughter of children can fill us with joy, reminding us the importance of playing in times of ease and also in times of challenge. We are so lucky to be alive. We are on this planet to evolve, to fulfill our potential, to love ourselves and one another, and to be in service of the greater good. What could possibly be better than that? Thank you.